My personal belief is that you should never ever buy a pre-sale condo unless maybe you're an experienced investor who's looking to own for the long term. Because buying off of future value at inflated prices of something like 30% off of a floor plan, well, it's really not a good investment. You can buy these exact same properties, if not even better layouts at bigger square footages right now for considerably less money. But that's probably not going to stop you or a lot of other people in the future from buying pre-sale condos. So this is not just a video for pre-sale condo. It is definitely a video for anyone looking for a good floor plan and what people should be looking for if they're looking at resale in the future and general livability of the unit that they're purchasing. So I know that a lot of people like to get into just dollars and cents on their investment properties. I'm going to share with you, though, today here what I look for when recommending floor plans to a client and also the units that are just really, really hard to sell. So we're going to go through a bunch of different floor plans, show you what I like or don't like about them, what you may want to consider when you're looking for a current unit on the market. So my recommendation for 99% of people is to always end up with a resale unit. You save money, there's less risk, there's all sorts of other stuff that goes on. But I understand these sales centers are good. And hey, if we need more housing, we need more units. So they're going to build this type of stuff. But my thought is the floor plans I'm currently seeing out there are not very good. So I'm going to show you a couple of those. Then I'm going to show you the good stuff that you should be looking for. If you're interested in this type of video or staying up to date on the Surrey and Fraser Valley real estate market, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you wouldn't mind, please go ahead and click the like button as well, because that will help me get this information out to more people who can then also buy better units and increase their overall saleability in the future. And if you are wise enough to avoid the pre-sales and are thinking about a resale unit and you need help, you can always book a call with me using the link in the description below at a time that works best for you. So myself and my team can show you how to identify the good units. Now, let's hop into my screen here so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about with some of these units. Now we're going to start off with a small plan. This is actually a plan very similar to one I sold not that long ago. I believe it was a Dawson and Sawyer plan. And well, it's a pretty good little one bed. Now it is a little one bed. We're talking like just over 500 square feet. It's a very small place. But when you walk in the door, bathroom off to the left, you got a washer dryer, a little bit of a coat closet, not much storage in this unit. And then you end up with an optional island. That's what this kind of dotted line here means. Living space at the end, deck, a one bedroom, what we're going to call his and hers closets, and then a walk back through into what kind of becomes your ensuite at that point in time. So you end up with the master or primary bedroom. And if you are looking for a one bedroom unit, this is a very, very good option. This gives you everything that you're looking for. Obviously, you can't raise a big family here. You're not going to have a ton of storage, but it gives you real livability. You've got a designated kitchen area. You've got a designated living area. You even can walk through to your ensuite in the middle of the night and not worry about it. I don't know, maybe you have friends sleeping on the couch or whatever. It's just a lot more livable style of unit because there is another option, which is this guy here. Now, personally, this kitchen area, this peninsula style kitchen, you can see it's very similar from the last unit we were looking at, except this one doesn't have an island. It has a peninsula. Personally, I prefer this. The kitchen is way more livable. You can usually get some sort of stools up against an island over here, and then you actually have a defined dining room and a defined living room. This unit might be a little bit bigger, but you see what it is lacking here is the closet space. So you're now sacrificing a little bit of the closet space for more living area, and then you also eliminate that kind of ensuite bathroom because now you don't have the door coming through from the primary bedroom and you actually have to walk out. Now, when this is a one bedroom unit, it's not really a big deal. You're probably not having that many guests. You're probably not living with a roommate or anything like that. So walking out and around the corner past the washer and dryer, not really a big deal. The cool part here is you get a designated washer and dryer closet or laundry room, you would call it, and then also a coat closet as well, and a little smaller bathroom. So these are both really good one bedroom options. If that's all that's in your budget, it's just fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But here's the next one that I would like you actually to avoid. This is what is very commonly referred to as a junior one bed. And this is where my spidey senses go up when somebody says, oh, they're giving away these great one bedroom units over at such and such development. This is a trend I'm seeing and I don't like it whatsoever. I'm going to see if I can actually zoom in a little bit for you because it's such a skinny little narrow unit. It's not very livable. So you walk in, you get a closet, you get a laundry, and they're going to call this storage. Sure, you got to close the door, get into the laundry. It's really, really tight. You end up with a regular sized bathroom. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But here's what I'm going to warn people against. And I really think that people should try to avoid these units as best they can for resale. If you're just looking at it from a cash flow point of view or, an investor point of view, maybe the numbers make sense. But look at this. This is the entire kitchen. And it is literally in the hallway. This is the hallway into the unit. And the kitchen is stacked down one side of the unit. Now, the other part of this that I absolutely despise is the fact that this is a junior one bed, otherwise known as a studio, except they don't call it a studio because they actually have these sliding doors here and here, of which they actually kind of slide, and they're just glass. So they're not a defined one bed, and they don't have a window to the outside, which is a technical one bedroom. A one bedroom is a closet and a window to the outside. So they call them junior one bedrooms. And then you end up with these kind of sliding glass doors. And then, sure, there's a nice big walk-in closet down here. It's not really that big because, they do kind of emphasize, for instance, how big is this table really with 3 seats at it pushed up against the wall? And then that's your love seat. So again, this really, really tight unit, but they could make them a ton more livable and they just unfortunately don't. So that's your whole unit. And really, I say avoid them if you can. They feel a lot like a hotel room, maybe a glorified hotel room. And they're nothing that you would likely want to live in yourself. So if I wouldn't live in it, I personally won't buy it and rent it out to a tenant. Be careful of these. Try and get into a proper one bedroom if you can afford it. Issue is the one bedrooms are more expensive. Next up is another little sneaky trick. Now, this is usually not the developer that does this, but the resale units. Look at this unit. First of all, it's an inside corner. They're never ideal. Inside corners are never ideal. Try to avoid them if you can. If you want anything, you want an outside corner unit, not an inside corner unit. And you can easily identify that because look at the bedroom. First of all, it's odd shaped. And look how tiny that little window is there. So these are really dark rooms that are very odd shaped. But look at the second bedroom down here. First of all, it's about the size of the walk-in closet and it has no window. So technically it's a den, even though they're calling it a bedroom. There is no fire escape from this room should there be a fire like there would be out of this tiny, tiny window. So it's not technically a 2-bed, and you have to worry about this. If we're getting decent size 1-bed and dens now, almost everybody's calling them 2-beds. Usually a 2-bed will come with 2 baths. This is a 2-bed, 1 bath. So it's actually a 1-bed and den, 1 bath. The rest of the living space actually isn't that bad. You have a sizable walk-in closet. I would just never pick an inside unit with a really dark, odd-shaped bathroom, not a proper second bedroom. And although it does have what looks to be a sizable island, it doesn't really have a defined living, dining area. But if you're looking for a 2-bed, we can now switch over to a very common floor plan that I see. Now, I don't mind this floor plan, but I do not think it's ideal. So you walk in, you've got a kitchen with a pass-through. So it's kind of a galley kitchen, but not bad. It's open to a big, huge dining area. It's a really nice floor plan for that, actually. And then you end up with a proper living area. But here's why I don't favor this and why this floor plan actually will sell for less. The bedrooms that are good sizes, they say it's 20 feet, but what is that 20-foot measurement? From here all the way down to the bathroom? Probably. This looks like an about 11 by 11 or 11 by 12 room. So be careful with those measurements, but it has this shared wall. It's got a great amount of storage, which I'm assuming, no, laundry is over here. So it does have a big hallway storage area. It does have 2 good sizable bedrooms, but that shared wall really takes away from things like privacy. If you have kids, maybe the desire to have a roommate, that shared wall really makes a big, big difference. Whoever's in the primary bedroom obviously has the ensuite, which is fantastic. but whoever's in this second bedroom has to come across the hall and walk out maybe in their knickers to use the bathroom across the way. Now, the other thing that I actually dislike about this particular layout is, if you ask me, this is a shower in the second bathroom, or the main bathroom, I guess you would call it. And the shower should be in the ensuite, and the bathtub, because of little kids and things, should be in the main. So those two things should be switched. So this is not an ideal layout for a 2-bed. I'm going to keep going with not ideal layouts. I'm going to show you another version of this. This is the 2-bed with, again, the shared wall. They've actually got this listed correctly. So this is technically a den, but in today's market, a lot of people are going to list this as a second bedroom. But again, an inside corner. So again, only a 1 bath. So that is what leads you towards the developers probably sold it as a 1-bed and den originally. Now, I do love this layout because you've got this big dining area, you've got this big proper kitchen, you've got a good sized living area, and then you've got this 2 separate rooms. But again, that joining wall and this irregular shaped room with that inside corner. So try to stick away from those inside corners. They always sell poorly. And most people think they are very dark because they are kind of in the armpit of the building. Rather, the 2-bedroom unit you should be looking for is, in my estimation, this one. Now, this is an actual floor plan of a client that we just had purchase into a property in Langley. And this is what you are looking for. If you can get this in a 2-bed, this is the one. So you enter right into a big open kitchen with an island. Now you have options. You can eat at the island if you're not the dining table type of person, or you can have plenty of room here for a full dining table as well as your island and a living area. You have 2 proper bedrooms, but this is the big selling feature. They are opposing. Opposing bedrooms give you tons of different options. Say it's just you and your spouse, and one of you stays up late and the other one goes to bed early. Well, you could even set up, say, a second TV or something in the second bedroom and have that separation between each other. Or if you live with your kids, you can keep kid noises on one side of the apartment and you can keep adult noises maybe happening overnight in the other side of the apartment. So it's a big, big bonus to have that separation. I'm telling you, in the resale side of things, buyers absolutely love that. So try and find this type of property if you can. I mean, sure, you do look in from the balcony into the master, but usually that's not too much of an issue. You end up again with the proper shower, and this is actually an extra large shower in the ensuite with what we call his and hers closets. And then on the other side, you have the bathtub, which is where it should be outside of the potential kids' room. And the biggest bonus of them all, this particular unit was a 2-bed and den or an office. Now, there's no window in this office, but it makes for either great storage or an office space, something that you feel comfortable using during the day. And then you still have the second bedroom for guests or kids. Other bonuses here are the washer dryer doesn't lead right out into the kitchen. So it's kind of, I mean, it's right there, but it's tucked around the corner. So that's a good thing with a closet door. And then if you do have guests coming from out of town and they're staying in your second bedroom, they just have to do this little kind of loop out again. If they're running for the bathroom in the middle of the night, they don't have to walk across where you might be to use the facilities. So if you can, this is the floor plan I want you to look for. I think it's the best. The buyers like it the best when you go to resell. And if you can get that den space, all this work from home stuff we've been going on, this is absolutely one of the best styles you can get. Now I'm going to show you a Dawson Sawyer plan that I've actually sold this unit for a client. They bought it on, I guess what you would call a pre-sale. They completed. And when they actually got their keys and did the walkthrough, they hated this unit. This unit was atrocious. They couldn't wait to get out of this unit. Luckily, they were able to turn a profit. But let me show you what I mean by that. So first of all, this was a corner unit. So you see all these windows, they're all on the outside. It's a nice, bright unit. It's also on this side. So there's light just flooding into this place, and that's what they were sold on. You're going to get the nice, good, beautiful corner unit. But look at all this wasted hallway space. You come in, you go past the coat closet, and this was just a big, long corridor that was just an absolute waste of square footage. When you came down that corridor, you immediately walked into the second bedroom. And let me tell you, they say this bedroom is almost 8 by 10. This bedroom was no such thing. The 10 was from the window to the door, not framing in this closet, not accounting for this 2.5 feet of closet at all. You could barely fit a single bed in this room and close the door. It was atrocious. But there was some positives, and I'll try and focus on those a little bit. So there's a big, full, proper bathroom. And I mean, when you walked in, I think there was the floor plan that they had actually ended up with an island. And this area wasn't great. It wasn't a huge size, but really what sucked about the kitchen, it was kind of just jammed in the corner and up against one wall for the most part. It really just didn't feel great. It did lead out into a nice balcony, which was fantastic. But here's where I think this looks good on paper, but this floor plan really fell short. You walk into the primary bedroom and the closet being on your right here, well, it was in the way. It was actually a very poorly placed closet. Well, this room is all in itself just very poorly placed. There's a closet on this wall, an open door on the middle of this wall, and a window on this wall. It gave no place to put your bed. Your bed had to be underneath of the window, and that was really not suitable. It was absolutely terrible. Now, this did have a redeeming factor. When you walked past that bed, however it was actually situated in this room, you walked into the ensuite, and it was gorgeous. It had its own tub, soaker tub. It had its own massive stand-up shower. It had a window. It actually had a window over the bathtub. It actually had a large window in the ensuite. Again, be a little careful. I don't know why you need a large window in your bathroom. Maybe you're into exhibition or something and showing off what you got, which is great. But I just can't imagine a world where your ensuite being bigger than your second bedroom is a good thing. It had 2 sinks and it was gorgeous, but it was not livable. These corner units don't have to be all bad. Let me show you the hub, of which was a very, I guess, kind of almost a similar layout, I guess you would call it, even though the hub is a high rise. But this building was not designed poorly. And actually, this is one of my favorite layouts, even though it's got all this kind of same wasted space in that walk-in foyer. So you walk in the foyer, sure, there's a closet. And look at all this. You think this is all wasted space. It kind of sucks. Well, the cool part about it was you were far away from the hallway. So if there was any noise going on out there, you couldn't really hear it. But when you walked in, you had on the left, I guess it would be your primary bedroom. You had your full ensuite. You had your walk-in closet. Was not a big space, but it was a nicely laid out space. And again, now you have an actual proper wall that you put your bed up against. So it was really nicely located. And that also led out towards the balcony. But back in the main living area, I guess the thing I didn't really like about it is, again, if you have that second bedroom, your guest would have to come all the way out here and in front of your master bedroom door, again, in the middle of the night, if they're making noise or whatnot. Wouldn't be ideal, but you do have a full proper dining area. And what I like about this is you have not only this beautiful kitchen, and if you know the hub, it's got this amazing kind of black splash window that's really, really cool, really unique feature. But look, it's got a full proper living room and dining room, and they're disconnected completely. So you can actually define those spaces. And the biggest thing that I like about, other than the backsplash window, about these particular layouts, and they're very, very unique, there's not many buildings that have anything like this, is just the fact that you do have that separation between the 2 bedrooms again. So you can have kids on the other side of the unit and you can be in the primary bedroom and there's no disturbances in between, particularly if you're doing things like nap time and all that sort of stuff. Now here's an outside corner unit, 2 bedroom that I think could have been done a little bit better, but not bad. You walk in, you do have a hallway. The cool part about having these hallways is you do actually feel a little bit more like a home. Like there's actually kind of some separation. And this obviously has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 piece ensuite. So that's great. It's got closets. It's got nice big rooms. The adjoining second bedroom to the primary, not my idea of the best layout that there is. The main bathroom only again has that shower, when I feel like they should have had a bathtub in there if they could have fit it, but obviously they couldn't fit it. Now we've got this kind of galley walk-through kitchen and a breakfast nook. I think breakfast nooks are for the most part going out of style. If I could pick this up and move this whole kitchen to this wall over here and pick up this bedroom and bath and move it over to this side. That's what I would have done, because I think then you end up with the massive great room feature that so many people are looking for and opposing bedrooms. But not a bad option. And given the fact that this is almost 1,200 square feet, well, it would be a pretty nice unit. And I think most people would take it if they could afford it. Now, you're not going to see anything this spacious in new construction. So think about that. If you're looking for a unit like this, you're going to have to go to something 20 or 30 years old. But there's still great buildings out there for that. And then super rare, again, this is an outside corner, but this is a 3-bed. 3-beds are super rare. I think they're cool. The problem is they're so expensive if you get them big enough, or they do that thing like the junior 1-bed where they start putting in sliding walls and then they fit them all into 800 square feet. So they really kind of suck. But this one here, I actually don't mind necessarily that this bedroom is angled so much. First of all, because there's 2 balconies to deal with, but let's face it, these are probably the kids' rooms or the guest rooms because the primary bed is over on this side. So again, getting that primary bed separation so the adults can live the adult life and the kids or roommates or whoever can deal with it in the other side. That's probably the best thing that you should be looking for. I really love how this actually has a defined dining area as well and a defined living area. That being said, there are not many 3-beds out there. And in my market of Surrey, I mean, most people are looking for a 2-bed, 2-bath if they can, or if they can't, they squeak into the 1-bed. But ideally, they're not trying to squeak into that 1-bed or junior 1-bed with that hallway style of kitchen, which really is not livable. And it's very much, in my estimation, a poor investment, because when the market turns, and the market always turns up and the market always turns down, it fluctuates quite a bit. That's exactly what it is. It's a market where prices can go up, buyer sentiment can change. And if the market does go south, those properties that don't give livability, they are the hardest to sell, and therefore they could be the worst investment. Let me know which one of these floor plans you like best down below in the comments, and know that if you need my help in Surrey or the Fraser Valley trying to identify which condo is the right one for you, well, you can book a call with me right now using the link in the description below. Please remember to subscribe, click the like button, and we'll see you in a couple of days.